Hey friends, this is Frinny, aka Friend the Human.
And Slappa.
And this is Vibes and Delights, y'all. So Slappa and I started the morning waking and baking. I realized really quickly that I can't really have sugar in the morning like that. But while we were waking and baking and like having a good time, we happened across some like really interesting posts that we're excited to read to you guys today. One of the stories, I don't necessarily want to read it, but it did seem to parallel with some discourse that we've been seeing online right now between cashiers and customer service. And people were like, well, how come cashiers don't want to talk anymore? And I was one of the first to be like, because y'all are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it is hard being a cashier. You have to wear so many hats. Like, you have to know all the facets of your job because a cashier can't move. When people are looking for someone to help them, they a lot of times walk up to a cashier because a cashier can't move. You know what I'm saying? So we have to wear a lot of hats. You have to know your role. You have to deal with people who want to check out. You have to also deal with people in their emotional states. That's a lot of hats for someone who gets paid minimum wage. Okay, that's a lot of hats because like I myself, whenever I got my promotion, realized I was going to have to be a lot of people's mentor. I was going to have to wear a lot of hats, but I also was compensated monetarily to do that. Okay, like it's just kind of unfair what people put on simple people in cashier positions and customer service positions who are peons who don't make rules, and yet y'all people beat on them all the time. What do you have to say about that, baby? Like, this whole conversation is irritating to me because how when is the last time any of the naysayers have worked in customer service?
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, it's pretty much a certain generation's problem with cashiers. And it's because when they were cashiers, they could go to college on that. They could get married and be a cashier and pay for their kids' college off that. Like, it's not the
When a
same.
livable wage was actually
Like,
livable.
when a job pays you enough, no matter what it is, you're going to be happy to be at the job. If it doesn't pay you enough, you're going to be miserable at the job because you're literally there for no reason. Like, you're just here for them to use you, and then you go home and you get nothing out of it. You
Right.
just get to live at your shitty apartment
Right.
another night.
Right.
Woo.
And like, you know what, something else I thought of is like the person, some of the people are our age or probably younger because most people don't realize how old we actually are. We're like in our mid 30s, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the people who are leading this conversation are much younger than us, like by 10 years, 5 to 10 years younger than us, you know what I mean? And I think what's interesting is like I wonder where they got that mentality from. You don't have to necessarily be a boomer physically to have a boomer's mindset. Because some of y'all are outdated as fuck out there and are younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I can't wait to hear some of you guys' like, what are some of your worst horror stories about dealing with the masses? Because one time when I was working at Target, okay, this man, I asked this man, I hope you found everything. Hey, how are you? Did you find everything? And then he was like, yeah, my day would be better if Obama wasn't president. And I'm just like a 19-year-old black child. And I'm just like, oh, like I was not prepared. I was expecting, like, yeah, I found my bread. Yeah, I found my PBR, something like
All
that.
right, sir. Target will get right on that for you.
Right. Like, what do you
Like,
want
what
me
do
to
you?
do about that, bro?
You're in a Target, sir. This is a Wendy's.
Right, this is a fucking Wendy's. Like, crazy work. I bring that specific instant up because I found this post in the job subreddit. I was asked a question about 45 on a job application, and the second to last question is, how would you complete this sentence? And it's 45 is, and then blank, 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 right? And then they were saying that it was kind of weird and why the hell would they even do that, And people in the comment section were like, well, you could just literally finish the question, which is, or the sentence, which is, he was a former president, or he was the 45th president, or something like that. And then there were other people saying that you should troll them, and then there were other people saying that you should send in a fake application. But I feel like that's so dangerous because you have to put a lot of your own personal information into those job applications. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't put your information, you could be possibly putting someone's actual information in there. You know what I'm saying? And we've already heard about a sheriff who's like writing down people's address. He said that we should write the addresses down of the people who have Kamala Harris wall sign in their yards. And he said that we should. I'm willing to believe he already has, because those people are really scary like that. Why would you apply for a job? Why would you put anybody's address? Why would you do any of that when all of these people are scary as fuck, incapable of anything? And a lot of the ones that are in there are deep in the government who can make your fucking life miserable. You know what I'm saying? Don't put address, don't do that anyway. But one person commented that it's not actually a political question. It's not necessarily the views of the employer. They're just trying to see if you can stay factual, that they're testing your emotional intelligence. It's a telemarketing job. Okay. The first thing I realized when I realized that it was a telemarketing job was, we need to get rid of these jobs, because most of those telemarketing jobs are the most bare minimum paid, not even paid, a livable wage. And yet they're going to have to navigate this question emotionally intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was like illegal to ask political stuff.
Right. That
like
too.
Orientation stuff. Like I thought there was like things that employers cannot ask you about. So I don't know.
That's also fucked up. I was more concerned with the fact that they're making people have uncomfortable conversations. Say you get this job and you answered that question emotionally intelligent. You're most likely going to be talking to those people who might bring up 45. And so now you have to navigate a conversation while selling your product and not offending that person. That's what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the application, I don't think they should be asking political orientations, sexual orientations like that. You know what I'm saying? But that says more to me about the job you're applying for, that you will be having these conversations with the person on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is like, y'all are being real sus already by having this on your job application.
Yeah, I wonder, because I did political telemarketing for like a month or two.
Oh, man.
And it was political polling, straight up. And I never got asked any particular question about my political beliefs in the application or interview process. So what kind of job is this?
I wonder. That's very interesting. So interesting. But no, like, that, it's just like wild. Like, you weren't even asked anything about politics in the application. And then like, but people were so quick to tell you everything, were they not? But you were also asking though, right? It was a poll, right?
Yeah, but you're basically, your whole job was to keep people on track answering the poll questions, because people would just go off. Like, anybody who answers a political poll over the phone is really into politics, okay? And they're going to let you know their exact thought on every fucking question that you could possibly ask them. When
Damn.
it's just yes or no.
Wow, damn. And so I'm just like, so that just like took on a whole new level, because you weren't even asked such, you know what I mean? And you were doing direct polling. I kind of wonder if it was a telemarketing polling kind of job, did they have to, or were they trying to poll for him in this specific one? Anyway, the whole thing is fucked up. But all I'm trying to say though, first of all, I don't like telemarketing jobs, but I think it's fucked up that they're going to put you in this line of fire for quite literally nothing. They're going to put you in this line of fire for quite literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to expect you to have decorum when these people don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot to me that they're expecting so much from bare minimum wage customer service workers. When will y'all pay for all of the hats y'all want us to wear? When? When? I would like to know. I'm so glad that I'm not technically in customer service anymore, but I basically am because I'm training the people who are dealing with y'all. So I'm still dealing with your mess inadvertently. I just want to know what y'all have to say about that because I just thought that was so strange. I also just posted a TikTok about it, so I can't wait to see where that's gonna go because I'm terrified it's gonna end up on the wrong side of TikTok. All right, but anyway, so now back to our story. Let's keep going. Okay, so let's go story time. By the time y'all see this, it'll be October. Spoopy season begins, and I'm so excited. I've been trying out all these different makeups and these different makeup trends, and I'm just excited. I got the cutest little nose rings. I have one and it says boo. It's so cute. And I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, I was gonna do a makeup look where I was thinking either like having ghosties like come to my forehead or maybe around my eyes or something to do with little ghosties. And I was thinking if y'all are out there and you like makeup or you want to play in makeup, then you have like an eyebrow slit because you know we're all fucking gay in here. Then you should get like a ghosty coming through like the slit in your eye. I was like, that'd be the cutest little thing. Okay, anyway, guys, I can't wait to see your makeup looks. I can't wait for Halloween, but we're going to start telling scary stories. We're going to tell one scary story per episode, okay? And I'm gonna try and keep it nice and light. Judging from what we learned last year, some of them stories are mad long and mad scary, and some of them are mad long, but really fun and wholesome. So I can't wait to see what we're gonna find, okay? So be on the lookout for them spoopy stories, okay? Before we get to the spoopy stories, I have an icebreaker. I was fucking pissed about this one. I'm gonna read y'all my comment too because I had a lot of questions, okay? Listen, am I the asshole for insisting my wife needs to watch our kids while I do chores? I had something to say. I had a lot to say about this one. But let's jump in. Grab your vibes and your delights and let's jump in. I, 30 male, and my wife, 34 female, have two young children, ages 1 and 2. They're a handful, as you can imagine. I believe that when chores need to be done, it's more efficient for one parent to do a chore while the other watches the kids. I'm always open to discussing and switching rules based on preferences and moods. The issue is that my wife often gets upset with me for not being more productive while I'm watching the kids. For example, she'll cook dinner and expect me to clean the house while watching the children. I've explained that watching the kids is a full time job, but she insists that I should be able to multitask. The frustrating part is when I do chores, she doesn't watch the kids. Instead, she'll start another task like cleaning a room or doing laundry. Things I'm willing to do if she just supervised the children. Without supervision, the kids naturally get in trouble.
Naturally.
Wait, okay. This came to a head today when my wife burst into the kids' room where I was playing with them, upset that she was doing all the chores alone. I offered to do all the chores if she'd watch the kids, emphasizing that someone needs to supervise them. She didn't respond, so I went to clean the kitchen. While I was doing this, our 2-year-old climbed an exercise bike, got stuck, and had a meltdown. I expressed my frustration about how she seems to never just want to watch the kids, yet gets mad if I do. There have been worse incidents in the past when the kids were left unsupervised. She accused me of attacking her. Am I the asshole for insisting that watching our young kids is a full time job and that we need to take turns doing chores and supervising the children? I feel like I'm not understanding. How are they getting to exercise bikes and such? Are kid gates out of the question? A pack and play while you do a tougher task? They have wheels so you can bring them with you as you go. The kids are 1 and 2, okay? The kids are 1 and 2. They're not completely mobile, they're just quick, okay? You can isolate them. Anyway, even putting them in a high chair and giving them a snack while you clean the dishes or do a quick task. Bring the high chair with you as you do tasks. We used to do that shit all the time. I'm making the bed. The high chair's right there next to the closet. Or if I need to use the facilities real quick and I'm just running through I'm going to leave the high chair in the hallway,
I
the door
mean,
open, and use the bathroom.
we had the little walkie rolly thing
Yeah.
for a
But
1 year old. Just
but
sit
not
them in it and
everybody
they scoot
but
around.
not everybody has like the rule, like, we had tile, we have wood
Well, I'm just
now,
saying
you know what I mean?
there's toys made specifically to keep children from getting where they don't need to be.
That's true. At
Like
the
this
end of the
is a
day,
thing that's been around
or like
forever.
or like the swings,
Like there's so many
like the
different things.
swings,
Like you said, just a gate.
a
The
kid
most
gate.
basic of put a gate up, put them in their room,
Oh my
let them
god.
play with their stuff.
Right. It's not like you're leaving them all day. It's like for 30 minutes. I don't know. I just don't understand. And then I said, wishing you luck, not the asshole, but find something for your kids to do by themselves for small increments of time. I understand that they're itty bitty, but they must learn to placate themselves sometimes. Enjoy their own company sometimes. Otherwise, those kids will get worse as they grow. Terrible twos don't have to be terrible, or they'll become super clingy adults. This person says, I'm not going to pass judgment, so I'll just provide some tips I use as you're new to parenthood. Try and find ways to make it work. Use a playpen or get it off it. Goddamn. And then, two, strap the younger one to you while doing laundry or vacuuming. I would not condone bringing the child with you, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, if it works for you, it works, because every parent is different, every child is different. So do what you got to do. I myself wouldn't do that. And then give the 2-year-old a simple task to help alongside you as you work. Like, there's a reason that those little vacuum cleaners and shit exist for small kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say, "Oh, those are little girl toys." No, the fuck they're not. A vacuum cleaner is genderless. A toothbrush is genderless. You know what I'm saying? You can take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? The kid can walk beside you. You know what I mean? I'm just so frustrated. And then, like, while you're cleaning, your kid also wants to be helpful and understands the importance of cleaning. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And then we go on. We continue. We continue. 4, have each parent get a child if chores are being done simultaneously. Hopefully, you'll find a rhythm soon. Edited for the ease of reading. And what do you have to say, honey bunny? Ooh, look, it's a cat. It's a kick. It's a kick.
Um,
Give me.
yeah, we didn't like really strap our like what's it called, papusa?
A what?
Like where you take a blanket and wrap your kid up like you do um like put them in a burrito.
Swaddle?
Yeah, but you wrap it around you.
Oh, I don't know what it's called when you wrap it around.
Yeah,
you.
but like people do that. We never did that, but I could see that being really useful with a 1 year old. You know what I mean?
I mean, they had what did they call them? They had,
Baby Bjorn.
yeah, the baby Bjorn.
We got one of those. The kids did not like it.
I didn't feel safe doing it because she had like eczema. So I just kind of felt like it was irritating her skin. And with our son, he was too small. So I didn't like it. So I ended up giving ours away.
But mostly, I think they're like his only idea of watching a kid is playing with it, which is the issue.
Yes, that's
Like, I don't
another
think you're
one.
an asshole for this, but like
If it's almost giving weaponized incompetence.
almost,
It's almost.
like I can't do these chores because I have to play with our children.
Right.
Like you don't have to play with the children constantly to keep them safe. You can like set them up somewhere with their toys. Like start playing with them and be like, okay, I'll come back when you're done building the castle or whatever, and you can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. But also,
It's weird.
the mom just going off and doing a chore instead of like setting the kid up or getting the kid in a safe area. Like that's just the main issue. Y'all just need to figure out how to actually keep kids safe. I don't know. Like why are the kids getting into bike equipment? That's crazy. They could get their fingers trapped in the chains and shit.
Or get their fingers stuck between the spokes and like the actual frame, like like it goes over the wheel, right? I got my finger stuck in there once. Like, thankfully it was me controlling it, so I was able to stop it. But oh my god, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd also kind of wonder, how is the wife doing chores? Like, he was going on about how he does chores, right? Versus her doing chores, but how does she do the chores? What I mean by that is, like, is she taking them with her while she's doing this? Like, she's trying to find a medium, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's trying to bring them with her as she's doing chores, and they get away from her, and that's how they're getting into the bicycle equipment and stuff like that. And he's just like playing with them and not even trying. You know what I'm saying? What if she's trying and he's discounting her efforts? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I'm like, it low key gives like weaponized incompetence, but it's also like two parents not really understanding what they're doing yet, and that's understandable.
They're 1 and 2.
They're 1 and 2. It's a lot. We had both our kids back to back too. Our kids are 9 and 8. Okay, we get it, but you also have to take responsibility. Like, people give you all sorts of shit when you don't need it. You know what I mean? This could be for someone who's pregnant right now, pergananant right now. Get a fucking pack and play. Get a fucking high chair and use that shit. Use the fuck out of it. Use it even when you don't even think you need it no more. I think we use that pack and play much longer than we should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we converted it because it converts with you, with your child. Our baby, we just cut the netting out of the one side of it so that she could crawl in and out of it, because she was independent enough that she did what she wanted,
Yeah, after
until
they
we
got
woke up.
too big to like play in it, and they
Yeah.
could like crawl out of it and stuff.
Sometimes
So,
she would use it for nap time.
yeah, you just turn it into like a little
Yeah.
stuffed animal for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
cute.
It was great fun. You know what I'm saying? And then they used it for a long time, and they were able to, it was like a tent. It was like they were camping in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do so much with that shit. You know what I mean? And they're not that expensive either. Those pack and plays were not that expensive.
Check the TikTok shop.
Nah, don't fucking do TikTok shop on this bitch. It's a lot better than you think it is, guys. Come on. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. I believe in you. All of you. Y'all will figure it out. But this was irritating to me just because I was like, there's something wrong here. I don't know what it is, but there's something fucking wrong here.
Both of them are missing part of it.
Yes. Like, I hope that they figure it out, though. I hope they figure it out. Can't wait to hear what y'all guys think about it, though. In the Discord.
Join the Discord!
All right. Now let's get into like the meat and bones of like today's podcast. We've had our talking point, we've had our icebreaker. Let's get into some of these stories. So yes, we did choose a spooky story, but also I found these stories in which they were kind of trickster kind of stories. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about it. Slappa, it's your turn. Yeah, now you like it. You see how you like it now. Anyway.
Sorry, I was being assaulted. Am I
Wow.
the asshole for refusing to come clean and ruining my ex-husband's relationship? I, 42 female, divorced my ex-husband, Chad.
No,
42
not the asshole.
male,
Just based on the name alone.
for cheating with his current wife, Rebecca, 30 female, a few years back.
Ew, age gap red flag.
I'll spare the details, but basically, something Chad did set off alarm bells. So I did some snooping and discovered a paper trail that led me to Rebecca. I was furious and hurt, but instead of confronting him about it then, I waited and collected evidence. I found Rebecca on social media and joined one of the online clubs she was in. We had the same interests, so it wouldn't be that big of a red flag if either Chad or Rebecca found out, and I just played it cool.
Dang, some of y'all have types for real. Cause like, remember that story from last time when he was like dating women who liked snakes. Y'all
Yeah.
got big types, bro. I guess that's a good thing. At least you're consistent.
Do better. I waited until after our youngest was in school so I could get a part-time job. And damn, she waited like years for this revenge? Or to escape? Or what?
It has to be because when do your kids go into school at 5?
Mm-hmm.
So the kiddo had to at least be 5, but we don't know if the kid was 4, 3,
Still.
about to turn 5, or turned 5 earlier that year, and then fall came around and then she got a job. You know what I mean? We don't know.
And got Chad to pay for my certification so I could get a better job. During this time, he would go on trips, book hotels, buy gifts, etc., with a secret account that I was able to access because I know Chad well enough to guess his passwords and that he only sets his alerts when someone tries to use it. After I had moved certain things out of the house without his knowledge and convinced him to take his name off my car, I handed him the divorce papers in the hotel lobby he was waiting in for Rebecca. I had tons of
That was so
pictures.
strangely worded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made it through though. Leave me
Right,
alone.
like you'll also be seeing me read this on the Reddit Rainbow. I had a really hard time with that line too.
I had tons of pictures of them together, but only showed 3 of them when he tried to deny, and 2 more to his family when he tried to send them after me.
Damn, like the flying monkeys came and you said shoo shoo shoo.
Chad was up for a big promotion, so I told him that we could either get this divorce over with or I could kick up a fuss, which would make his employers reconsider his position. After I made it clear that I didn't want any alimony and that he could keep his retirement, we went our separate ways. I think every time there's one of these stories and they're like, I just made it clear that I didn't want anything and then he finally signed the papers. I think y'all should just fight for that shit.
Why?
Because you have evidence of him cheating. So it's going to be in your favor.
I think they should go scorched earth.
Yes.
Like after everything's done. But a lot of that is like contingent on their silence. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be written up that way that you're not allowed to do this, that, and the third. Remember, we like follow that one divorce attorney in Dallas, and I swear she's my kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? But like she says that they'll write prenups and like agreements for things as simple as just having a date night. I could absolutely, and there's even ones that say that you can't talk about the other one to the children. You cannot. And if you do, you will be in violation of said prenup, of said arrangement.
That's
so
crazy.
like
Okay, but still, get that money.
for real.
Who
Like
cares
if
if
you
you
don't
can't
have
talk
that in
about it?
place, like if you don't got that in place, you better burn that shit to the ground, okay? Because your life, you have to start over.
Right.
So now you're gonna let him do whatever he wants.
Like your kids
marry
just
that
got
bitch,
into school.
Marry that bitch. Now she's married. She's living your life essentially, and you have to start over with the baby that you just put in school. But this stupid fuck gets to. You can continue.
Shortly after that, Rebecca got pregnant and they got married, and she aggravates to no end. But since my kids never complained, I was willing to just suck it up. Then recently, Rebecca decided to get a little arrogant and publicly criticize my parenting because my child didn't do so well at the end of school, and how she'd raise her child to be smart.
Okay.
In the heat of the moment, along with some built up anger, I lied and said it wasn't very smart of her to tip off the wife that she was the affair partner. Dang. Chad wasn't there, but his mom and sister were. And he called me that night to ask about it. He always wondered how I found out. And instead of telling the truth, I said that Rebecca was the one who tipped me off with the photos and told me when and where they'd be. And for some strange reason, Chad asked me to keep our kids for the whole summer, which I was willing to do in exchange for getting them on Christmas. I heard a few weeks later that Chad and Rebecca didn't have a very good summer. Rebecca has been messaging constantly about this, but if it doesn't have to do anything with my kids, I'm on silent mode. I was talking to my brother about this, and he thinks that while it's understandable why I lied, that it was still wrong. But since I don't care about Rebecca or Chad, I have to ask, am I the asshole? Kinda. But I feel like everyone should be a little bit of an asshole. Like it can be good until you go too far. I don't think this is too far. I think it's a nice little revenge.
Also, for the record, remember, she found out because he did something. He was being stupid, and she went looking not very hard, it seems, because she immediately found all the evidence that she needed. So like it was him being careless the whole time. So like I'm just kind of like I said justified asshole, I'm pretty sure. Like I understand, but I don't think that she should have lied. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, it's not fair that she had to start over, but also I wouldn't be a liar about it either. I would have done something before that to prove my points. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have done this. You know what I mean? I would have literally done anything else than lied about how I found out about them, because that's going to ruin them now. But I guess,
If that's all it took.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like most cheating relationships end that way and are full of suspicion and deception anyway. So it probably would have not taken that much, to blow over the house, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't have had a part of it. Rebecca's entire relationship with Chad is built on a foundation of lies. Karma's a bitch. I literally laughed at the end of the post about Rebecca because damn. Of course they don't trust each other. She not only got with a married man, but is also criticizing you, so not fair. It never ends well when two cheaters get together. They know what they're both capable of. Damn.
Yeah.
That's grand. Absolutely amazing. I also wanted to make mention that I love that she made him pay for her certifications. I love that she made him do get her in a better position before she ultimately told him to fuck off, right? But the thing that fucked me up about this story was when she chose to be all higher than thou. It's when she chose, because not only was it the end of the school year, I don't know if you've actually been around small children, right? Whenever it's near the end of the school year, they start off good, everybody's excited, and then they realize that they have to keep going.
I have to go here every day.
I have to go here every day. That was like a line in Daria. Even you mean I have to, when they had to do the video, it was like a video report, and Trent wouldn't make the music, and because he was waiting for his creative side to open its eyes and all this other shit. But yeah, no, there was they'll be like, oh yeah, I like going to school, I like my teacher, and then they're like, oh yeah, I made friends, and then they're like, oh my god, I still have to keep doing this. Or they have a falling out with their friends, and they're like, I don't want to go to school anymore. Or maybe they have a teacher that fucking hates them, and they're like, I don't like my teacher, I don't like school anymore. And so all year long they're getting more and more tired. All year long there's something else, there's something else, there's something else. Well, this guy has that, well, I want this toy, this, that, and the third. And then they start talking about summer break. And what do you do on summer break? You go on vacation, you go see your grandparents, you do this, that, and the third. And so now they don't want to go to school, they just want to do the fun stuff. So the weekends start getting more and more like, I want this, I want this, I don't want to go to school no more, I don't want to wake up no more. And then it's so funny to me that she said she wants her kid to be smart. Your kid can be smart, but if they're burned out, they're burned out. What are you gonna do? I don't put a syringe in your kid's head and just be like, smart, just put smart in there, there's not, you can want everything for your child, but if your child doesn't do it, your child's not gonna do it. And then I also thought it was kind of funny how they said that they didn't have a good summer, because that's what do you write in a yearbook? Hags have a great summer. They didn't have a great summer. And I just thought that shit was hilarious because like because it just seemed like so pointed and just the dumbest hill to die on. You know what I'm saying? Like if your kid doesn't want to try, they're not gonna. You know what I mean? If your kid's tired, they're fucking tired. They'll be better next year.
Yeah.
Wait till you talk to them. Like wait till you talk to them about, oh yeah, are you excited for this school year? And then you have to talk to your child that they have to go all the way up to grade 12 and then keep going if they want to. Like remember when our son I told he said he was done with school. He said he was done
He
with school last
graduated.
year. He graduated.
He did it.
He did it. And then I was like, yeah, are you excited for third grade? And then he was like, but I graduated.
I'm good at adding and subtracting now. What else is there, bro?
Like, I was like, you do realize your sister is in fourth grade, right? And he was like,
It keeps going.
like it was the greatest shit. That poor baby, he was not ready. So for her to I already know it's gonna be a mess. That's all I'm gonna say. All I know is it's gonna be a horrible mess. And I wish those people luck. That's all I'm gonna say. I just wish them people luck. But I said justified asshole and them people mad dumb. So see, you heard that?
We help you re-up. It's time for spooky story time.
Now you're gonna have to do that all week. You're gonna have to do that all month, baby. You're gonna have to do that all fucking month. I'm
Nobody
so excited.
wants to hear that.
I want to hear it. You're it's giving Invader Zim. I'm not even gonna lie. He's like those dudes who's like, here's your hot dog. Here's your tacos. Oh, here's your taco. It's like there's characters like that in Invader Zim. I need y'all to go watch Invader Zim and you will see like the fast food workers. They're always just like, oh, here's your game. Here's your game. Like it's so funny.
Very accurate. It's a realistic show.
For real though, man. Like even like that one episode when Gaz like gets a video game, the dude's like, have a good day, and then he like shoves him down the like a zip line and then they blow up. That's some accurate representation of what every customer service worker wants to do. Anyway. All right, so here's the scary story, all right? Here's the spoopy story, okay? I asked in the Discord, join the Discord.
Join it!
Join it. But like I asked in the Discord, did anybody know of any like subreddits for spooky stories? And I so happened upon, of course, No Sleep. No Sleep is too scary though sometimes, you know, so we're gonna tread lightly in No Sleep, right? Because it means it's called No Sleep for a reason, right? But we did find short, scary stories. It's 500 words or less, and I think that's like perfect size for what we're trying to do. If we find like good, spooky, wholesome ones, you know we finna read the fuck out of them. But if it's like an actual like spooky, like a spooky, we're gonna try and keep it short, okay? But all right. The field of flesh, okay? Life out here in Nebraska ain't never been easy. My family's worked this land for generations, and every year it's a gamble. You do everything right, plow the fields, plant the seeds, and pray to glob you don't lose it all to a storm or a drought. But this year was the worst I've seen. No rain for months. The sun burning my crops to dust. I've got 3 kids to feed and a wife who looks at me like I'm failing them. I started praying more than usual, asking for a miracle, begging, really. I ain't want to go to church much, but when you're desperate, you try anything. One morning, I'm walking the fields like always, checking for any sign of life. The air was still, the sun barely up, when I noticed something strange. One of the stalks was bulging.
Bulging.
Like it was too full, but not with corn.
Ooh.
I got closer and saw the husk wasn't sealed right, like something was pushing through from the inside.
Is that alien corn?
I reached out, hesitating for a second before pulling it open. And there it was, a human hand. Pale and perfect, sticking out from the cob like it had grown there. My my heart jumped up to my throat. I stumbled back, eyes wide, the bile rising as I tried to make sense of it. The hand twitch slightly on the stalk. I pulled more of the husk apart, my hands shaking, and what I saw almost sent me running for the hills. Fingers, arms, legs, even a foot, all tangled up in the stalks like some grotesque harvest. And it wasn't just one plant, there were more. Dozens. They weren't growing corn anymore. They were growing people, or pieces of them, at least. Some stalks had kidneys nestled in the leaves. Others had hearts or lungs just hanging there, red and slick, like fresh meat in a butcher shop. I threw up right there in the dirt, bile burning my throat. This was not natchy, okay? This was not natural. It wasn't right. But then I thought about my family, my bills piling up, the look in my kids' eyes when they went to bed hungry. Maybe this was the answer to my prayers. Oh, this took a dark turn. After a few days of staring at those body parts sprouting like crops, an idea crept into my mind. At first, I pushed the thought away, but it wouldn't leave me. Desperation changes a man. I made a call. They didn't ask many questions. I made more money in one sale than in the past 5 years. People were desperate for organs, and no one cared where they came from. The fields kept producing, and the buyers? Folks out there need transplants. Before I knew it, I'd paid off the farm, the debts, everything. The kids had new clothes, and my wife was smiling again. But every night, when I close my eyes, I see them. Those pieces of people growing. And I wonder if Glob really heard me or if I made a deal with someone else.
This sounds like the origin story of Repo Man. And this is how that whole industry even started.
You know what I was thinking about is it reminded me a lot of Love, Death, and Robots. It was like it was like twisted and it's dark, but it had a happy ending. And so many of those, but it was like ominous. It's like an ominously happy ending. And a lot of Love, Death, and Robots is ominously happy or wholesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all kind of dark and exciting, but it's dark. You know what I mean? And it's so funny that you said Repo Man. Oh man, I one of my old friends from my last job, she who does not like musicals, showed me that damn musical, man. And I am obsessed with the song Chase the Morning. I love the song Chase the Morning. That song, I don't know what it is. It's just that's what I thought about when I thought about metal. You know, you have the operatic singer, you have like a tragic story being told, you have like the interesting changes in the song itself, you know what I'm saying? There's like the really light delicate parts, there's the heavy hard chugs, you know what I mean? And then there's the opera singing in the background, and then you have the story that it's telling you. And that's what I've always thought metal was. And like it just like calls to a wonderful like part in my like child part of my brain, you know, like, and I just love it. I love that song. The movie is weird. I wouldn't suggest watching that on with your smallest children, but maybe your goth teens, you know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you they'd love it. Even Paris Hilton is in there, and I think she's got like a fake face, and it's pretty funny because she's plastic. Anyway, but I just love it. It's such a great movie. What do you like about that movie? Because I think I came home and I showed it to you. I think I was wasted, and I was just like, baby, you gotta look. I was like, I was like, baby, I missed you. I hope you had a good day. You gotta watch this movie. You gotta watch this movie. How'd you like it?
It's like the rock opera Queen of the Dam wanted to be,
Mmm.
and it's like goofy because it's like just it's like I think it's exactly what a rock opera needs to be, just goofy and silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm into it because I think you're right because Jonathan Davis at the end of the day was like in charge of all the music, I want to say, for Queen of the Damned. And yes, they were telling like an ageless story of vampires, you know what I mean? But it just didn't. Nah. I'm gonna say they both have their own great merits. I loved both. I love both soundtracks and I love both stories. But I would say that I feel like Jonathan Davis, like I feel like Queen of the Damned took the easy route. You know that like they made it seem mainstream and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I think you might be right about that rock opera. Kind of like it wishes it was a rock opera. I think you're right about that.
If I feel like you say they gave him control, I don't think he had full. I feel like the studios were like, no, we need this to make money at the movie theaters, so you can't do that.
But then I don't think so because did you know that there's two different albums, there's a few different soundtracks, okay, but there's the Jonathan Davis one you can't get anywhere
Why?
because he made it so.
Why?
He didn't want it out there like that. That's why the soundtrack is all covers.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
See, that makes me think I was right. He was like, that's like his way of getting back at them for not letting him do
Oh.
what he wanted. He's like, well, fine.
Oh.
I'm going to keep my work.
And y'all can quote me on that because it's been a while since I actually did any research about that album. But I specifically remember going to Movie Trading Company, asking for it, and then being told that it doesn't exist, looking it up and falling down a rabbit hole in which I swear that you can't get it. You have to like go way out of your way to find it. But I could be wrong, right? It's been a long time, and maybe it's been long enough that you can find it now. But I was under the impression that you have to jump through a lot of hoops to find it. But let me know. All right, that's it for the stories. You know what I'm saying? If you are a follower of mine on Tickle Talk, then you'll know that we're closing in on 1,000 stories told. I'm actually really excited to hit 1,000. I don't know why. It's just a big number, you know? Like, how many people out there can say that they've told 1,000 stories, you know? I have a really bad habit of comparing myself to scaling stories. I love scaling stories, but I hate them at the same time because I'm absolutely madly jealous. But how many people can say that they've told over 1,000 stories? Like I've told y'all over 1,000 stories with my own voice. Like it's a big achievement and I'm really proud of myself. And then like I just want to say thank you guys as well for just being here with us. Like yesterday I wasn't sure when Slap was going to like post the podcast, but I'm just so excited just to be here. I feel like we finally have a nice groove going. I took a break. I ended my break. Now we're caught up. We have stories that we just need to edit. I just feel so much better after taking a short, quick break, a quick, quiet break, because I had stories on the back end that I was waiting for whenever I was tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's been really nice. And I think I'm really starting to fall into my job now. I feel like I had a real talk with my boss and I was very honest with her about how I was feeling. And then she was like, Fernie, you've been a leader for 5 minutes. You must be nicer to yourself and in turn I will be nicer as well. And thank you for telling me. And like I just really felt validated at my job and I feel good. You know what I mean? It's hard, but it's okay. And we're gonna be okay. And y'all will too. Everything's gonna be fine. I just know whatever happens, we've got each other, and that's all one can really ask for these days. But all right, guys, I can't wait to see what you guys think in the comments. I can't wait to hang out with you guys, and I can't wait to like see what spooky stories y'all pull out y'all asses, okay? And then like last year, we told home stories. Like, what are some spooky stories that happened in your house? Like, everybody's got a ghost story. Send me your ghost stories. Send me the scary stories that you see online. I can't wait, guys. I just can't wait. I love you guys so much. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
How do you stop this madness?